Hey stars, welcome to another Metaphysics and Makeup. I do apologize if you hear like a tinkering in the background. My kitten found like an old one of these and she's running around the house with it like a puppy. I don't know, she's weird. Anyways, welcome to another Metaphysics and Makeup. My name is Dottie. I am the brightest star. And over here, we talk about all the weird stuff. Basically, everything that Bailey doesn't talk about over there, we talk about over here. So we're talking conspiracies, aliens, all the weird stuff, including religion. However, today, we're talking about what are called StarSeeds. So in case you're wondering, because my skin's looking beautiful, I did use this like Shea Moisture Balance Moisturizer. Oh my god, it's just like silk on your face. Anyways, let's get into it. So we covered in our last Metaphysics and Makeup video basically that all the like signs that you are a starseed, and definitely go and check that out, because basically if the word starseed spark something in you, there might be something to find, because you might either be a starseed or you might be here to help anchor in light codes for a certain collective. That being said, let's get into it. So the first one we have, and do mind you, I'm gonna have to stop and look at my notes periodically, but the first one we have is Sirius. So there's two different Sirians. There's Sirius A, which is part of the Lyrans, which we'll get into the Lyrans here in a little bit. But there's the ones that are part of the Lyrans, and then there are the ones that are from Sirius B. And the ones that are from Sirius B have this... how do I put this? The ones that are from Sirius B are normally connected to the ocean very strongly, but they may or may not be mer people. And there's another, I don't know how to say it, but there's like another type of being from Sirius B. And that being said, they're like, it's a underwater aquatic type of deal there. That being said, it's actually believed that Jesus and Mary, like his mama, they were actually from this particular collective, which if you followed some of my Jesus theories, kind of makes sense. I'm just saying. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. These people normally have very high cheekbones, they have small chins, big, beautiful eyes, and are very much connected to the divine within. So, next we have Pleiadians. So Pleiadians and Sirians are actually a lot alike. They both really come in to anchor in new light codes. There is a slight difference between most Sirians and Pleiadians. Sirius is actually not a very serious place, and Pleiadians they're more advanced. They're older souls, so to speak. They're a 5D being that comes down to, once again, help anchor in light codes. So, they normally have fair-skinned, and they normally have like blonde hair, blue eyes. They're normally very slender, very tall, and a lot of them have an adversity to meat. So they're not very fond of meat by any means. I can't blame them though. Meat is kind of disgusting. It's gross. So in the next we have the Arcturians. These are another being from the 5th dimension. So, and in case you don't know, we live in the 3D, And then there's the 4D, 5D. Basically, it goes all the way up to, like, I think it's either the 10th or the 11th dimension, where they basically believe that God is. So, and the thing about it is that we can have lower dimensional beings and higher dimensional beings. And just because you live in this world does not mean that you live in any of these. I'm just gonna be honest here. The Octorians here are, honestly, they're really advanced. They're advanced spiritually and emotionally. And they honestly normally end up being like spiritual teachers, mediums, healers. They really have came to like make a change in this collective, which is such a beautiful thing. We need that. It's actually side note, that's why it is that I do what I do. And I should also mention, because I did mention like mermaids a few minutes ago. Remember that? So I should make mention, I'm just gonna stop here for a second and tell you guys that like magical beings are real. You know how like every place says basically like magical beings were real, and then basically there was a war between the humans and the whatevers, and then, you know, magic just went into hiding. Well, this is how I see it. I mainly see it this way because I've seen it too many times. I've had it happen too many times where I'll look at somebody and be like, bro, are you blankety blank blank blank? And then they'll be like, what the are you talking about? And be like, bro, just go look in it. Go look. See how it is that you feel about it. And then they'll come back and be like, wow. So I think you're right. I think so. So, but there are different types of magical beings, as I probably mentioned in my other video too. So, that being said, there are fairies, there are mermaids, there are dragons. There's all types of beings. So, just be mindful of that as I continue to go forward. So, let's see. Next we have the Andromedas. This is a very kind race. They are telepathic by nature, so you may find that this particular starseed, if you meet them, they don't speak much. They just, you pick up their vibrations. You ever have a person like that in your life where you just, somehow y'all just pick up on the vibrations. Y'all just be vibing and nobody else has to understand any of it, but y'all understand all of it. I've had quite a few friends like this, and I love them. They're some of my favorite people. Alrighty, so, but they're honestly here, and they travel the galaxy to spread light wherever there is reptilians. So they come to certain collectives to help them break free of reptilian rule, which, let's face it, if you're here, you know about the reptilians. Let's face it. Everybody has, either they know about the reptilians and they completely accept it, or they've heard of the reptilians and, you know, they're borderline. I don't understand the thinking of some people, but we're gonna move forward, and I'm not gonna try and figure people's brains out because I got enough going on up here myself. But they tend to be very small and don't gain a lot of weight, the Andromedans. So they tend to be very petite people in this lifetime. Do you hear that? My cat is literally eating my plants, bro. Like, somebody come get them. All of them. All of the animals. So next is another one that you've probably heard of, and you probably just didn't even know that it was a starseed or not. But I feel like everybody has heard of like the crystal children, the indigo children, especially if like you're my age or a little older. You've probably heard of the indigo children. You probably at some point looked at it and were like, that might be me. So, but there's also crystal children and there's rainbow children. For some reason, the rainbow children just didn't interest me at all, and I forgot to write it down. I don't know what happened there, just to be honest. Okay. I'm loving this whole thing I got going on right now. You know, it wouldn't be a metaphysics and makeup video without a random musical that has nothing to do with anything. Oh, yeah. Okay. I just really be over here feeling myself, y'all. Obviously. It's that Leo Venus for that ass, though. It doesn't help that I have a Leo Mercury, so this doesn't stop. Anyways, going forward. So you may have heard like these indigo children, like, because they've been really, a lot of people have been putting them in the media and like, you know, trying to bring awareness of these special beings, because it's actually pretty cool, because indigo children, crystal children, these children normally exhibit like advanced spirituality, like very young mediums. They have the gift of telepathy, as well as the gift of being able to heal people. They honestly come in to really help anchor in new light codes, to help civilization advance. And they are so flippin' dope. Wrong color. But okay, so indigo children are given the... Crystal children are given the... Love and Light by Archangel Gabriel. Where indigo children are given the fearlessness, and that would probably have something to do with that Pluto Scorpio that my generation was born with, because we are just like, we don't care about nothing. Don't tell me what I can and cannot do. That's half the problem with the world. That, and the fact that, you know, my generation was meant to dive deep into stuff, to figure some stuff out. Don't ever lie. Don't ever lie to a Scorpio, because deep in their soul, they'll figure it out. I'm just telling you. You've been warned. So, that being said, they're really here to make a difference. The thing about these children in particular, and I say this all the time to my friends and my clients that have young kids, be careful when you take your kid to the doctor and your doctor wants to throw a label like autism on your child. Don't take it. Because autistic people are honestly, they have some kind of superpower. It's just us to figure out what their superpower is. But if you pay attention to a kid who has autism, you'll soon figure out what their superpower is, because they are blatant about it. I have a little cousin who speaks in light language. She hasn't quite learned English yet. She's like 4, almost 5 years old. She doesn't understand English. She doesn't speak it very well. She'll be like, no, yes, mom. That's about the extent of her language. But she will have a full-on conversation with you in some light language. And then she'll like break off into English and then go right back into light language. And it's like, and her mom calls it Lunarian, because she didn't know exactly. Well, obviously, like, we aren't taught this. We aren't taught like, hey, you may not be what you think you are, right? Because if we taught people, hey, there's such thing as magical beings out there, then we would have a bunch more wackadoodles. But I feel like, honestly, people wouldn't be so wacky if, like, people understood, like, hey, I'm not crazy. Like, I saw this TikTok and it really, really, really upset me. Like, it really upset me. Because this lady was recording her kid and her kid was like, Mommy, I can move this with my mind. Her mom was like, basically, like, what drugs are you on, kid? And the kid was like, no, Mom, like, I can move this with my mind. And she, like, showed her mom, and her mom just starts, like, tripping out. You know that, like, nervous, high-pitched laugh? That's what her mom was doing. And it's like, but, like, how does that help your child? Your child is the one who has this ability, and now they have to live through life basically as a freaking mutant. Let's just say that. Okay. Anyways, there are a lot more of these people in our universe, in our world, than what we're led to believe. And we're going to see a lot more of this, guys. Honestly, we are going to see a lot more of these people start to rise up. Because they're starting to awaken along with everybody else. Obviously, you're here because something in you has already awoken. And you're seeking truth within yourself. I don't know. I just wanted to throw some orange right there and make it pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop it. For no reason. Because, you know, I'm Dottie and I be extra. Hey, AF. Because why not? Shit. Okay, so hopefully, you know, my mouth doesn't keep on getting in my way. If you caught my drift there. If you didn't, bless your soul. Let's keep it pushing. Anyways, I find so many times that, like, I think we're satisfied. That this really does happen. And if you, like, follow autistic people, like I said before, they have a superpower. Are you paying attention? So we also have StarSeeds from Orion. These ones are really known for being about science and technology. So they're here to help advance okay, so they're here to help advance. I was just making sure I was thinking of the right collective before I continued speaking. But so they're really versed in science, technology, medicine, things like this. And they're here to help Earth people, right? So, and to help them, but the problem is they have trust issues like a mug. They don't really trust the humans. And they're actually here, that's part of what it is that they're here to learn, is how to trust and, like, you know, trust other people, other beings. Now, here's the thing about this one in particular. It's because remember how I was like, oh, them reptilians? Not all of the Arcturians are here to help. Some of them are here to work with the reptilians. So, not all StarSeeds are bad, but not all StarSeeds are good either. And that's something that needs to be understood. Just like, you have shadow workers. You have people who are doing the work, but they live in the darkness. Excuse me, that was so gross, y'all. But they live in the darkness. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with living in the darkness. Without dark, there is no light. They work better in dark. And they're able to transmute dark so you can go back on your light way. Not everybody is a starseed. Not everybody is a magical being. I just wanted to throw this out there. Not everybody is a starseed, and not everybody is a magical being. I'm just being completely honest. But there are people out there who are. And if this is resonating with your soul, your being, then you probably are. Continue to do some research. See which one of these collectives really sticks out to you. And which one you're like, I don't know about. Be mindful. Take your time with it. So we have one of my favorite ones, which are the Lyrans. So these are honestly one of the oldest. They've been here since like Lemuria. They've been here for freaking ever. That's like, you see them depicted everywhere. Bastet, like my little black ball of fur that I love so much. I had to edit myself there because she is, bless my soul, bless her little soul. But sometimes I want to send her back to the goddess she was named after. But Bastet, Setmet, and a lot of Egyptian deities that have like the cat head to them and the human body. Yeah, well, you're looking at a Lyran. They've been here for a very, very long time. They're here to help. They're extremely telepathic and psychic. And they are pretty intense people. If you ever get the pleasure to meet one, they are very intense people. That's a thing. I think I'm going to do this pink. I just like putting like beautiful colors underneath my eyeball. I know I don't necessarily do all the crazy looks like other people, but you know, I'm me. Bless your soul. So anyways, we also have the Modak. So they were once a lot like the humans, but they destroyed their Earth. They destroyed their planet. So they're actually here to try and help humanity realize the error of their ways so that they don't destroy them. This is kind of like if you were to actually look into the Sumerian text. You have this race of aliens, alien beings who actually, that was part of the whole thing. They're thought to be reptilian, but like they might be these guys. I'm just saying, throwing it out there. Many escaped during their time, like away from the destruction, and that's why they're like, hey guys, like we don't want to see you make the same mistakes that we did, because we don't have a home to go home to, you know. And it's unfortunate, but it makes me think about some of these people who are like, oh, let's go and live on Mars, which we could go deep into a rabbit hole on that one, but today's not the day. Stay tuned, because I have some stuff for that one right there that I was just talking about. So put a pin in it. Anyways, they, that was something that I wrote down in my notes. Thank goodness I looked. But honestly, they kind of sound like time travelers to me. They're here to help us stop the destruction of our planet. Few escaped during it. What if that is like our fate? And like they know it. So they're here to be like, hey guys, don't fuck up. And here we are, la-di-da-di-dee, humans and me. For those of you who are already awakened, I should let you know there's another one coming. And they're really gonna try and stop this one. They really tried the last one, but they're really gonna try and stop this one. So, if the world goes topsy-turvy, baby, just know you're in the right place at the right time. Don't even trip potato chip. Keep doing what it is that you're doing. Keep raising your frequency, adding to the vibrations. Okay, that being said, back to the list. So we also have Lemurians. Bro. These are my favorite, especially when it comes to the Christians. The reason being, Noah, his whole family, including Enoch and Moses, were thought to be Lemurians. Just let that sink in. Let it sink in. That, so far, we have 4 biblical people who are thought to be aliens. Not to mention, the word Elohim. We've covered that before now. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to go back, check out my Jesus video. Just go do it. Go do it, baby. Okay, that weirdness hit. I'm sorry, y'all. So, that being said, last but not least, we have the reptilians. Oh. No, so let's go back to the Lemurians real fast. They're actually really known to be kind of lazy. Just gonna throw that out there. But you have to also think, out of all the starseeds, they're honestly one of the most primitive. They've been doing this for a lot longer than any of us can really conceive. So I could definitely understand that. I could slay it. A different way of being. They're not about the hustle and the bustle and all that other loves. So, but we have the reptilians, right? So it's thought that they're shapeshifters, but it's not necessarily that they're shapeshifters. It's that they are basically implanting what they want you to see. So they're showing you, they're just basically projecting your imagination back at you. Kind of like an empath will throw your emotions back at you. I tend to be like a mirror for people. So you don't have to tell me. We can have a conversation, and in the middle of the conversation, I'll tell you what it is that you're thinking. It's interesting. It always gives people a giggle, I'm sure. Anyways, I have one eyebrow that's perfect and beautiful, and the other one's just ugh. And as I said, I just throw some color up there. I just let my girls be my girls. I ain't got time with it. Got time for that. So, but yeah, these are a lot of our political figures, so to speak. It's, like I said, a lot of them are thought to be reptilian. So this is actually the end of my list, but not the end of my makeup, obviously. So we're just gonna chit chat for a minute. Basically, if you guys don't know, I'm in the middle of writing a book. I'm almost done too. I am literally almost done. After I finish recording today, I'm actually going to bust this book out until I'm done. And it's actually, so it's called The Stardust That You're Born With. And it's an astrology book, but the astrology that I cover is the planets, the aspects, the signs. The planets, the aspects, the signs, all of that. But how it pertains to your psychic abilities and what abilities you may have been born with. So I'm so stoked for this. I can't lie. I've been working on it for quite some time, and I can't even lie. I should have had it done a while ago, but no time like today, apparently. I've been, I don't know, working on my own thing. That's honestly what I encourage, like, anybody who's watching this to do is, like, do your own thing. If you want to do something, if you want to be something, if you want to become something, do it. Don't let things stop you. I'm gonna be honest. They're not gonna tell you this, but I saw this on a newscasting thing like years ago. And they were talking about college, and they were talking about how expensive it was. And at the time, I was busting my butt to be able to get back into school. Because I had gone to school for a while, and then I decided that I was going to be a party girl instead of actually showing up to class. And then I ended up... life circumstances ended up moving me to Oregon, because I'm from California, in case you don't know. Ended up moving me to Oregon for a while, and I was going to start school up there. And while I was up there, I was watching the news one day, and this guy was like, yeah, like, they don't want a lot of people to know this, but most degrees that you spend all this money on, you can get the same degree by reading. So unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, but even then, there are law books. If you want to be a doctor, I really do suggest you go to school, because I don't want you in my body, but you can still learn holistic remedies. You can learn how to heal yourself, and you don't have to do it by the way that they say. There are so many ways for you to become who it is that you want to be. But you'll never get there if you don't start. If you don't take that step and say, you know what? Like, a friend of mine, she's like, I don't want to go back to the Matrix. I don't want to do this. And part of what it is that I'm doing is I'm working my butt off so I can get her the heck out of the Matrix. But she's got to do some work for herself. Because before we can get to where we're going, there's some skills that she's got to pick up. And instead of letting her sob around and mope, I'm like, okay, so this is what I want you to do. And I want you to try it this way. And we bounce off of each other. And I absolutely love that. And get yourself what it is that they call a peer. Somebody who's in your workforce, or somebody who wants to be in your workforce, and bounce ideas and theories and notions and just everything. Bounce them off of them, because you never know. And here's the thing, okay, so I know, like, I'm talking about going into business with my friend, but me and my friend, we were coworkers before we were friends. That is the only reason why me and her have, like, really put some consideration to it. Because I'm gonna be honest, 99.999% of my friends I would never work with. I didn't even want to be in school with these people when we were in school. Like, legitimately, I mean this the nicest way possible, but one of my other friends, we went to school together, and, like, my grades slipped anytime she was near me. Like, I literally had to go to my teachers and be like, bro, don't sit us together. She's distracting. She's gonna mess me up. And, like, sure enough, they'd sit us next to each other and my grades would go down, because she would be like, blah, blah, blah. One time we were in school together, bro, this chick, like, I could have ripped her a new butthole and then shoved it down her mom's throat, because I was so mad. We were in cosmetology school, and we basically okay, it's not exactly how I want it, but, you know, whatever. We're in cosmetology school, and we're doing our, like, exit exam, because here in California you have, like, a freshman class, and then you go out on the floor. And we were, like, taking our finals so that we could go out on the floor, and she's cheating. And I flip my lid. Granted, I ended up getting suspended for a couple of days, but I ended up flipping my lid because I was like, if you don't shut the up. And it just so happened that one of the lead people walked in at that very moment when I was screaming profanity, and one of the rules was no profanity because they were trying to teach us about the real world and about how, you know, your clients might not like it if you cuss. Funny thing though, this is like total side note stuff here. While I was in cosmetology school, I had this haircut. And, well, I'm a very honest person, and I might have told this person that she was like my second haircut ever, and that my first haircut was this guy I was dating. He had long red hair. By the time I was done, this man had an A-line bob. So if you don't know what an A-line is, an A-line is longer in the front and it's shorter in the back. This boy walked out of there with an A-line. I wanted to just shave it down, but yeah. Sorry, dude, if you're watching this. So we're clear, I'm not a cosmetologist. I didn't stay in school either. Well, I didn't. Like, my friend that was in there, she ended up failing because she just had a hard time with her test. She ended up failing, and like not long afterwards, I ended up dropping out because I was like, bro, I was only here because this crazy chick wanted me to do it. I'm gonna put the pink back over that. I'm only here because she wanted me to do it. She's gone. I want to go and do other things. And at the time, I had just found recreational funness. I had just graduated from high school, so. And we're not from like the Bay Area, and we were getting hyphy. Doing stupid stuff. And had no business doing. Just being honest. So that's why I encourage people to make good decisions in their life, because you don't want to make some of the stupid ones that I have. I'm like professional stupid mistakes, but at the same time I'm not. I get dumb luck too. It's awesome. Alrighty, stars. So definitely let me know. Did any of these starseeds resonate with you? Do you know somebody who like kind of fits in with that? And don't worry. So what I plan on doing is I just gave like the bases. These are the types of starseeds. Something like rang a bell, like you feel like you're an Octorian. You know, you feel like you're here. You have a lot of whatever. You feel like you're a Pleiadian. Go and look into it. Come back. Drop it in the comments. How did this help you? That being said, not just that, but I do plan on breaking down each and every one of the starseeds so that we have a clear and coherent, you know, thought, so we can all be like, yeah, that's what I am. That's what I am. That's me, baby. And then I plan on breaking down some of like the more magical creatures like Fae. They're amazing. I mean that, like, I'm not like most people who are like, Fae are amazing because they're like secretly scared of Fae, where like, I don't know what it is, but I'm not afraid of them. I'm not. I think they're awesome. I started leaving crap out for Tinkerbell when I was really young. Oh, I forgot my highlight. I like live by that stuff, yo. Like, I really just be like, on days when I don't feel like doing my makeup, so what I'll do is I will literally take and grab a little bit of highlight, be like, peet. Life is good. I love how there's like this beauty. And thank goodness everything after this will be in a filter. Anyways, have a great day, everybody.